So I'm back after taking a break and joining the festivities. By the way, belated Happy Easter to all of you. So, it's April already and this is the month that many are fooled. However, I'm not gonna pull an April Fool's joke on you this time. Instead, I will be giving you an informative Warframe video that will make you enjoy playing your new Zephyr Prime even more. In the past, I've been building my Zephyr for turbulence. Well, that's the only ability I find really powerful for her, and the Jetstream augment does make my favorite shotgun, the Archiplasma, extremely good at long-range combat. I really love my Jetstream Zephyr, but it's kinda meta. I don't want to play my Zephyr and use turbulence over and over again. Let's make it fun. Let's make Zephyr a CC frame. Let's make her a DPS frame. Even better, let's make her good at both CC and DPS. So without further ado, I introduce to you the whole new way to build Zephyr. Let's begin with what you'll be needing for this setup. You need a Zephyr or a Zephyr Prime, of course. And you need her Funnel Clouds augment. This augment is what makes our Zephyr a CC frame. It gives us 12 tornadoes which are capable of pulling enemies along its path, and disabling the enemies from moving or attacking. A normal Zephyr tornado will lift enemy off the ground, but this augment will stop it from doing that. Instead, it will trap them, which makes it a good CC ability. In terms of damage, Zephyr's tornado ability have undergone a massive rework. In the past, it procs magnetic damage and it will adapt to the last damage type that was dealt to it. Meaning, if your last viral shot hits a tornado, then it will deal viral damage to enemies trap on it. But now, based damage type of tornado are distributed into impact, puncture and slash. And, tornadoes will adapt to the highest elemental damage of your weapon. Which means that, a Tigress Prime modded with over 20k corrosive will give the tornadoes massive corrosive damage. And that's where the DPS part takes place. Now I have tried a couple of elements for this setup, but it seems that corrosive is the perfect element for tornadoes. It just shred enemy armors really fast. Let me give a short demo on how amazing this ability is right now. Let's try it with a more corrosive based weapon like the Pox. We'll try to see if we can kill a bunch of these enemies using tornadoes with corrosive elements. Okay, let's find out. As you can see, it only took me 1 ammo to kill those level 115 corrupted bombards. Their armors just melt really fast that they could not even say Tenno Scoom. Well, they are not the ones saying those lines, but anyway, that's how amazing Zephyr's tornadoes are right now in terms of stripping armors and dealing massive damage. Yes, it may seem so easy to deal damage, but the reality is, it's really hard to pull this off. In Simulacrum, enemies are line up together and it's really easy to CC them with your tornadoes. But in real missions, enemy don't spawn together most of the time, and we all know that tornadoes will seek out the nearest target, which sometimes make the spawning really far from each other. Not even the new mechanic can help, wherein you can move the tornadoes by aiming with your reticle. The tornadoes are just too slow in terms of movement. You can't just build a DPS Zephyr with these tornadoes. Well, is it really impossible? The answer is probably no. There are a couple of ways to make this tornado DPS Zephyr work. What we only need is things that could help us group those enemies in place before we start casting our tornadoes. One good weapon, and what I occasionally use in solo runs, is the Ferox. We all know how the Ferox works. Once you throw this weapon, it will pull the nearest enemies towards it, making it a good option in terms of grouping those enemies and then casting our tornadoes. Now in terms of modding, I did added a corrosive element on this weapon, as the thrown mechanic have a really high status chance and it also procs corrosive. As you can see, I did not apply any other corrosive element other than the thrown ferox with corrosive element on it. Now that the enemies are grouped together, you can easily cast your tornadoes and let them be killed by your ferox, or you can apply some more corrosive on your tornadoes and melt them in seconds. However, don't expect that ferox can help you in a big way, as still, it's not a great CC weapon because of its low suction range. Also, it may take some time to finally get enemies together, and you're better off killing them with other things than waiting for them to be grouped. So is there any other way? Yes, there is. But you need a help from a friend. To be exact, you need some help with your infested friend, Nidus. A Nidus with max range for his lava ability proves really helpful in terms of grouping enemies. In fact, this is a really effective and fun combo to play with. Having one Nidus grouping the enemies, and then Zephyr stripping armors and killing them. Also, a Vauban works perfect for this setup. The only difference is, Nidus is more mobile than Vauban. With Vauban, you need to be at one place, and camp most of the time, as you will be using his Vortex ability, which has lesser pull range than Nidus' lava ability. But anyway, you can use the two to help Zephyr become a DPS frame with her tornadoes. Now all those testings against level 155 enemies are done with my Pox and Oma. They are both modded for corrosive, and I think weapons that can be modded with pure corrosive works really well with this setup. But these weapons are nothing compared to the Torrid modded for pure corrosive. Torrid can go up to 21k corrosive damage when modded like this. This has no Riven mod yet. Just imagine how much damage you can deal with it if you have a Riven with Toxin, multi-shot and damage on it. Anyway, Torrid is my favorite weapon for this setup when you have Nidus or Vauban on your team, as it just melts enemy armors so fast. Before I end this video, let me show you first the build I'm using for my Zephyr with this setup. It's a basic and simple build that everyone can achieve. If you're a newbie, you can still achieve this setup with a little bit of downgrade. Just replace Transient Fortitude with Intensify and Primed Flow with the standard flow. And lastly, to answer the question, is this the best build for Zephyr? Well, probably not. It's not even new, as I'm probably sure that most veterans already know how a tornado Zephyr works. But the thing is, with the recent rework of Zephyr, her tornado ability has become a good CC ability, to an insane damage dealing ability, if utilized well, that is. Will it work 100% all the time? Nope. It won't. It really needs proper setup, and even with a Nidus or a Vauban in a team, you still have to do a bunch of stuff so that those tornadoes will spawn on those enemies that are group, and not on those enemies that are still walking and shooting you. Is it a worthless build then? Thankfully it's not. It's a fun and new way to build Zephyr. You can take this on survival mission to test out the damage, or you can do with any defense mission to take advantage of her tornado's CC ability. The good thing about this build is, it doesn't sacrifice your survivability, as you can still use turbulence to its full potential. It's somehow an updated and upgraded build for Zephyr, and I definitely suggest that you try it for yourself. So that's it. Hope that you enjoy watching this video. Now some of my sub are asking, when will I get back to Eidolon hunting? I guess I will be doing Eidolon hunting videos after 2 weeks or so. I'm still having fun with discovering new Warframe and weapon synergy at the moment, and for my next video, I'm planning to release a solo endo farming video. I'm working on that right now, and I will probably spend some more time on that right after this video. So be sure to look out for it. Especially for those guys who wants to farm endos solo and fast, or for those like me who don't have a luxury PC and internet connection. Before leaving, please do me a favor and hit that like button, and you can click that subscribe button below if you want to join my amazing grind team. Just don't forget to turn on that notification bell to receive new updates from this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.